to see what you're writing. Hey!
Stuff.
If it were up to me, I'd have thrown her in the water.
Are you kidding? She's the daughter of Randolph Remington.
Ah, the one with all the money, you mean?
That's right.
That's the best that Interpol can do in over 48 hours. Not one lead in all this time. All right, then I'll get someone who will find my daughter.
Mr. Remington, I've been going through some of the articles your daughter wrote while she was in Caracas. I was wondering if they might have any connection with her disappearance.
Try coming a bit more to the point, Mr. Simpson.
Yes, sir. Each piece written by Miss Remington was actually aimed at attacking the drug trafficking racket in Caracas. That's the reason she worked in the El Molino nightclub. All the Evening Observer articles were written during that period, as you can see.
I don't care much about that. All I want to know is where my daughter is now. Did you find a detective as I asked you to do?
The best in the business.
His name?
Jeff Merlin.
Merlin. Jeff Merlin. Sounds familiar, I think.
You've seen his press clippings, sir. He's the very best.
Uh-huh. And where is he now?
Mr. Merlin's already in Caracas.
Caracas is a beautiful city, senor. I hear New York is nice too, but Caracas, you like it more. Hey, senor, there, you see those buildings? They're a lot higher than the ones in New York. Another 200 meters, you'll really see its sign. This is the heart of Caracas, senor. That's something, huh? Not long now. One more block to the Avila Hotel.
I hope you'll be comfortable during your stay with us, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I trust this suits you, Mr. Merlin.
This suite was especially put aside for me, are you sure?
Quite, sir. We received strict orders from New York to reserve the best suite for you. This way. This is the bedroom, sir. Your luggage will be right up.
Thank you. Just a minute. Do you know a nightclub, El Molino?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
What will you have, senor?
Scotch and water.
You might try inviting a lady to have a drink with you.
All right.
We'll let her out. I'll be right back. I thought I told you to stay in your room, Gloria.
But this gentleman has...
So sorry she's been annoying you, sir. It won't happen again, I promise you. Get out.
There's no need to apologize. I asked this lady to be my guest.
Thanks, and the name is Gloria.
A pretty name. You might like this.
Ah, thank you.
I do expect something in return for the money.
Of course, I didn't think you intended to give it away. Whenever you say.
I'm afraid you misunderstood. That's not what I want. Oh, I would like it very much. But there's no time right now. I'm looking for a pretty blonde like you. An American. Blue eyes, good figure. They call her Ellen Remington.
Sorry, don't know her. That's Susan Miller.
Susan Miller?
Yes, but she hasn't been around here in, let's see, it's well over a month, about that.
You mean 2 weeks, don't you?
It's late. She may be tired. You better go take over.
I didn't know her name was Ellen Remington. In fact, I didn't know her well at all.
Do you think that you might recall at least a little, Gloria?
No, not here. I can't talk here. I think the safest place is my room. You better phone first.
All right, what's the number?
328-104. That's the number of a cafe. Say you want Gloria. They'll bring the message. Guess who?
Well, I'll need to see more than a pair of hands.
You will in time.
The perfume is French, I think.
That's right. But I'm an American. The name's Victoria.
A pleasure.
Glad you think so. Champagne. Oh, you don't mind, do
He's
you?
bringing it already. Sit down.
Who's the American?
Just a man?
Don't get smart with me. What did he want?
All right, stop it.
You filthy beast.
She's going to tell us voluntarily. Well, aren't I right, Gloria? Better. What did the American want to know?
He wanted to know about Susan Miller.
So?
I pretended I knew nothing at all. I swear it's true.
When he tries to make a date with you, you tell me right away. All right? All right, get her out.
You're quite a dancer. You're the kind of man a woman has to be careful not to get too close to, aren't you?
Am I?
It's true. You're so quiet and sure of yourself. You make a girl feel secure. Too much so.
You gotta spoil me.
You have strength. It's a rare quality these days.
How about some more champagne?
I'd love it.
Yes, sir?
Bring another bottle.
No. The bill, please.
Yes, of course.
What's the rush?
It's just that I'd hate to see that handsome face of yours get all bruised. I know those two men over at the bar. Would you do me a favor and go?
Only if you'll tell me when I'll see you.
I'll phone you later. What's your hotel?
The Avila, room 123.
Who are you?
Be seeing you.
Good evening, senor. Taxi? Taxi, senor.
Here's what he was carrying. His passport says he's Jefferson Merlin, born Detroit, Michigan, September the 9th, 1936. His profession is listed as actor's agent. Home address, 397 West 49th Street, New York. Revolver, caliber 9mm loaded, gas lighter, cigarettes, handkerchief, $800 in his wallet, and a fountain pen. That's all.
Mr. Merlin, you had a photograph of a girl in your pocket.
Why such interest?
You know why, Mr. Merlin. Where is it?
I guess one of you men must have taken it.
All right, we'll see. Now, what are you doing in Caracas?
All right, Merlin.
I suggest you cooperate. Why are you in Caracas?
To get some sun and relax.
We shall endeavor to help you relax until you decide to tell us what you're doing here. I'll speak to you again, Mr. Merlin.
Go on upstairs and get some food.
Okay.
I'm thirsty. Do we have anything to drink?
Maybe in there.
Gentlemen, is Mr. Merlin sufficiently relaxed now?
Allow me, senora.
Miller. Susan Miller. Here she is. Here, too. And here, that's where she stops.
You mean he got away?
We're leaving, Dolores.
Excuse me. Good night, girls.
Good night. Good night.
But how did he get away? The idiots. What? Jefferson Merlin. I'll remember it. Yes, all right, thanks. And what's doing with our flight? Just a second. What number is it? Flight 206. Yes, I'll be there.
Well, now do you know what Merlin is doing in Caracas?
Was doing.
What?
What Jeff Merlin was doing. How?
I don't think they've killed him. My intuition tells me he's alive. Would you connect me with Mr. Jefferson Merlin? Oh, he is. No. No message. I'll call back this evening. Just 2 minutes ago, Mr. Merlin stepped out to see a doctor. Seems he needed a bruise treated. He's quite a man. You don't like him?
Perhaps we underestimated him.
You underestimated him.
Use it heroin?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Inspector. This stuff is harmless bicarbonate of soda. Anyone could have seen that. I made the analysis just to satisfy you.
I was hoping this would turn out to be the break we wanted. Tell me, Nielsen. You're not a detective, but you are an avid reader of mystery novels, I've been told.
Oh.
Why do you think we're not making any headway in this case?
Well, I know you're thorough and you've had a lot of leads, Inspector. But whenever you've gotten anywhere near their source of supply, they simply Clear right out.
Correct?
Inspector, there's a leak somewhere. I've analyzed it. It's good.
Hello. Quite a place.
That's a good way to describe it. I'd be out of here tomorrow if I could afford anything better, only I can't.
Too bad.
Sorry about the mess, but I didn't expect you so soon. Please sit down.
Thanks. Well, let's get right down to business. What do you know about Susan Miller? Open up! Police! Open up!
You're making things more difficult this way.
What's so difficult, Inspector? My name is Merlin, I told you, and I'm an American.
That's yet to be proved. What you have done is to surround yourself with evidence that makes you look like a murderer. We have witnesses who saw you enter her apartment shortly before the crime was committed. That in itself is suspicious enough. Did I neglect to tell you that your prints are on the murder weapon, too? And then there's the pocket full of heroin you had. What would you think if you found such evidence?
I think there was a little bit too much evidence, Inspector.
You're not funny at all. Well, let's begin, all right? Tell me why you're in Caracas.
To rest, Inspector. Relax.
Get out! Lock him up!
Wait a minute. You can't lock me up before I've seen a lawyer.
Oh, you want a lawyer, Merlin. Why, may I ask? You committed a murder. And the minimum for murder is 30 years in jail. You don't need a lawyer to tell you that, I think. You'll have somebody. Your lawyer will be an American. There's going to be one appointed today at your embassy.
Inspector Savanya, shall I send in Dr. Nielsen now?
Yes, please. Well, Doctor, what's the verdict?
My analysis has proved out your suspicion. It was heroin.
And the autopsy?
The examiner at the medical lab hasn't completed the autopsy yet, but he has already established the age of the girl as approximately 26 years old and the cause of death as a puncture at the right heart chamber with a pointed instrument such as that knife. The final analysis from the lab giving you the channel of the death wound and the exact time of death will be sent to you upon completion. You'll have all the details you'll need to know in there. Pathology found massive collapse of the brain cell tissue in the woman due to a continued and excessive use of heroin. I'd say you made an important catch, Inspector. Congratulations. The fish took the bait.
Mr. Merlin, I think it's increasingly clear that you're the man we're after. Couldn't you just admit it?
I want a lawyer.
All right, out.
Do I correctly gather that this young man you have in tow is Mr. Merlin? His embassy sent me to see you. Noel Higgins, counselor at law. Excuse me. Do you mind? You must forgive my rather late arrival. Traffic. I suppose you find this tiresome, but you'll be through in a very few minutes. Begin here. It's a power of attorney. The usual form, of course. Only I think that you'd better look it over, Mr. Merlin. The fine print all right? You see, I told you it would only take a few minutes. I have a pen right here. Oh, would you free his hands?
All right.
Here? Yes. That's right.
Hands up. You get back.
What a fright.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I assume that you entered by the window?
I was in a hurry. And besides, the door was locked.
We managed to get your luggage out of the hotel for you.
So I noticed. That especially. By the way, I was carrying the photo of a girl called Ellen Remington the night I met you, and I missed it after our dance. Would like to have it back.
Put your revolver away, Merlin. You're safe.
I like to believe you.
Just tell me what I can do for you.
Hello. Oh. How are you, Mr. Merlin?
Fine. Only I'm in need of some facts. Such as who took the photo and why and who you were.
Well, Mr. Merlin, I'm Higgins.
I'll be right back.
Wasn't easy to figure out how to get you out.
Now tell me why you got me out.
Of course. Entirely selfish, I'm afraid. I'm Alan Shepperton. I represent the International Narcotics Commission.
American?
Merely British.
Don't forget me.
Oh. This is Vicky Faber, the best assistant I've ever had.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Merlin.
Down to business, Mr. Merlin. For months, we've been trying to corner a gang smuggling heroin from Hong Kong to Caracas, and then from Caracas on to New York.
And what makes you think I can help?
Look, Merlin, I still don't know for sure who you are. But I do know my enemies are your enemies.
You mean join up, is that what you're saying?
If I'm not mistaken, you're here looking for someone, the girl in the picture.
Susan Miller.
Ellen Remington, but they're the same.
Yes, that's right.